You're welcome to the second episode of Scoring by the Ear. My name is Daniels. We had a previous episode before now that talks about how to score by the ear for vocalists. Now this addresses how to score by the ear for minstrels, for instrumentalists. If you play any instrument, you fall into this category. Okay, and I believe it's just going to help you to learn how to score songs and come close to scoring accurately. Okay, now there are a little more steps in scoring as an instrumentalist than we have just scoring as a vocalist, but just follow me and I'm hoping that you're able to lead us through like I hope I did for for the vocalist part. Now if you are a minstrel, if you play an instrument, the first step obviously is to pay attention, is to acquire the song that you want to score and play it over and over again, paying attention to it. That's not the time to want to try to just listen first. The next is to establish the melody pattern. That's core. Okay, how does it go? How does it go? When do they go to a fa? When do they go to a re? When do they land on a do? When do they, is there passing notes? That's if you're a pianist. Of course, if you're a drummer, of course, depending on what you play. Now, the third, of course, is to identify the sections of the song. The fourth is to determine the soundscape. That is very important. You've got to determine the soundscape. What is played where? At what intensity? Was there a swell if you're a drummer? Was there a crash? Was there a time the drums tailed off? Okay? All of these things, you need to determine the soundscape. And then the fifth, of course, is to identify the choice of musical instrument that was used in what section. You've got to identify it. Which musical instrument did you hear when? Which musical instrument did you hear when? And at what intensity? Okay, that is very important. All right, the sixth step in this sequence, that's scoring the song by the ear for an instrumentalist, is to carefully reproduce the sound detail of the musical instrument for each section. Of course, it depends on the musical instrument you choose to score. Having identified the musical components involved, you've got to carefully reproduce the sound. Listen carefully so that you can reproduce the sound of the musical instrument you've selected at the intensity that was played. You've got to look out for that. Okay, and then of course the seventh is to match sound details with song selection. You've got to match your sound details with the song selection. Okay, with the song sections. Sorry, I said selection. The song section. You've got to match the sound detail with the section of the song. It needs to lap. And then the eighth is to match sound detail with the melody pattern. I talked about section. I'm talking about melody pattern within the section. Okay, within the section. And then of course the ninth, you've got to moderate sound detail according to soundscape. You've got to moderate your sound detail according to the soundscape. I'm hoping that we're going to have another episode where we probably have a demonstration. I believe it's going to be helpful. This is looking pretty lengthy, especially with the 9 sections, but I'm believing some of us were able to pick some of these details, especially if you play this over and over again. You may be able to pick one or two things, especially before we have a demonstrational clip where we put these things into practice. I'm hoping that I've been able to educate some of us. I'm hoping also to hear from you. Let me hear your views, let me hear your comments, let me hear your critique. Okay, because I believe it's going to help what you're putting forward. It's going to help it come better. All right, send us a mail, like our content, and let us know what your opinion is regarding what you're putting out, and enjoy yourself.